It's official. Trump just woke to huge news 6 months into presidency. U.S. will never be the same. When Donald Trump was elected as president, the left was convinced that his presidency would be an epic failure. That within weeks President Trump would tank the economy or have started a nuclear war with Russia. But here we are 6 months later and the economy is booming and there is no war with Russia. Now, President Trump has been given some shocking news that proves to the American how we will never be the same again. During the dark Obama years, conservatives were thrust into the depths of despair all across the country, and the reason why was simple to understand. Under Barack Obama's lack of leadership, the country was divided, the economy slumped, and the terrorist group ISIS was formed. It seemed during that time America would never see success again, but that all changed the moment Donald Trump was elected president. Once President Trump was officially inaugurated, he hit the ground running, working hard to make America great again. Between slashing regulations that were hindering American companies, deporting violent illegals, and killing the destructive Paris Accord, Trump is on a roll. Now, President Trump's 6-month report card has rolled in and it should silence all those nasty liberals fast. President Trump will go down in history as one of the best presidents this country has ever seen. With his hard work ethic, love of country, and keen business sense, President Trump is turning the sinking ship around. If you did not believe it, this list will convince you otherwise. The Gateway pundit was able to compile a list of all President Trump's accomplishments and it is amazing. For instance, the stock markets had taken a hit due to Obama's destructive economic policies, but that all has changed. The Dow daily closing stock market average has risen 18% since the election on November 8. On November 9 the Dow closed at 18,332, yesterday on July 19 the Dow closed at 21,641 for another all-time stock market closing high. Since the election the Dow has set a new all-time closing high 1 out of every 4 days the market is open. Since the inauguration on January 20 the Dow is up 9%. It was at 19,827 at January 20. The Dow took just 66 days to climb from 19,000 to above 21,000, the fastest 2,000-point run ever. The Dow closed above 19,000 for the first time on November 22 and closed above 21,000 on March 1. The Dow closed above 20,000 on January 25 and the March 1 rally matched the fastest ever 1,000-point increase in the Dow at 24 days. On February 28 President Trump matched President Reagan's 1987 record for most continuous closing high trading days when the Dow reached a new high for its 12th day in a row. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq have both set new all-time highs during this period. The U.S. stock market gained $4 trillion in wealth since Trump was elected. The S&P 500 also broke $20 trillion for the first time in its history. And that is not all that Trump has accomplished. As of today, the U.S. debt has decreased under President Trump since his inauguration by -$103 billion. President Obama increased the U.S. debt in his first 6 months more than $974 billion or nearly $1 trillion. The difference between Presidents Trump and Obama is more than $1 trillion. Let us not forget about the job market either, folks. Under the Obama administration, the job market was rather bleak, but under the Trump administration a much different story. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, President Trump added a projected 1,027,000 jobs in his first 6 months, January through June 2017. President Obama, on the other hand, lost more than 3,826,000 jobs in his first 6 months. Also, the unemployment rate has dropped within 6 months of Trump taking office, which means more people are getting back to work. Also, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the unemployment rate since President Trump's inauguration decreased from 4.8% to 4.4%, January through June 2017. The unemployment rate in January 2017 was 4.8% and by June it was down to 4.4%. Unemployment under President Obama, on the other hand, moved in the opposite direction. In his first 6 months as president, the U.S. unemployment rate increased each month from 7.8% in January 2009 to 9.5% by June of 2009. Oh, but there is more. Under the Trump administration, housing sales are red hot across the country, inflation has been lowered, a decrease in regulations and illegal immigration is down by 70%. Also, President Trump has signed executive orders that will help America recover from the Obama era. Those executive orders include protecting law enforcement, rebuilding the military, building a border wall, cutting funding for sanctuary cities, and exiting the U.S. from the TPP. However, the icing on the top of this awesome cake is what President Trump said when he visited Saudi Arabia. During Trump's visit to the Middle East, he made his point very clear on how he felt about ISIS. The president implored the Muslim leaders of 50 countries to get rid of the terrorists by driving them out. President Trump is on a roll doing what he can to make America the greatest country in the world again. His policies are exactly what the country needed in order to fix what Obama set out to destroy. Of course, it will take time for the country to heal, but we are on the right track with Trump at the wheel. With this glowing report card only 6 months into his presidency, it can only be imagined what he can accomplish in next 8 years. Please share if you are proud of President Trump's accomplishments. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.